Hey everybody, welcome to GracePointe. Well, here it is. We made it. It is the last Sunday gathering of 2020. So wherever you are in the world right now, we hope that you had a great time celebrating Christmas this past week, and we all look forward to everything that 2021 has in store for us. So thank you for joining us. If you have not already subscribed to the email that we send out each week, you can do that at gracepointe.net/subscribe. And that email just kind of gives you updates on what's going on in our community and keeps you connected in that way. So again, thank you for being with us today. Let's celebrate the end of this year.
Welcome to GracePointe.
We are a progressive Christian church,
loving our community by gathering in our homes.
Even as we practice social distancing,
we're asking big questions about what it means to be human,
what it means to love our neighbors,
and what it means to follow Christ.
We're cultivating a safe virtual space to deconstruct or reconstruct,
to question and to grow.
We are welcoming, affirming, and fully inclusive.
Because who you are and who you love are celebrated here.
While we may be physically apart from one another,
we believe we're never truly alone.
You are never alone.
We're together in this.
We're together in this. So even though we can't give you a hug just yet,
we want you to know that you are beloved
You are included.
And you are affirmed.
Welcome to GracePointe.
Welcome to GracePointe.
Welcome home.
Welcome home.
Welcome home.
Hear the angels sing, there's hope for everyone, to announce our King. There's hope for everyone, what good news they bring. There's hope for everyone, angels sing, there's hope for everyone. They came from afar, there's hope for everyone. Wise men saw the star, there's hope for everyone. Shepherds heard the choir, there's hope for everyone. From afar, there's hope for everyone. We are waiting on the promise, for the one who lights the darkness, coming here to be among us. Bring your glory in the highest, Jesus. Come, let us adore. There's hope for everyone on the manger floor. There's hope for everyone. What are you waiting for? There's hope for everyone. Come adore. There's hope for everyone. We are waiting on the promise, for the one who lights the darkness, coming here to be among us. Bring your glory in the highest, Jesus. Come then on the clouds, there's hope for everyone. Hear the trumpet sound, there's hope for everyone. All of heaven shouts, there's hope for everyone. On the clouds, there's hope for everyone. We are waiting on the promise, Jesus, for the one who lights the darkness, Jesus, coming here to be among us, Jesus. Bring your glory in the highest, Jesus. We are waiting on the promise, for the one who lights the darkness, for the one who lights the darkness. You came, coming here to be among us. To bring your glory, bring your glory in the highest, Jesus. All of heaven shouts, there's hope for everyone. Heaven shouts, there's hope for everyone. Oh, heaven shouts, there's hope for everyone. Heaven shouts, there's hope for everyone.
Good morning, GP kids, GP youth, and GP grown-ups. I hope each of you is doing well. I encourage you to make time for community connection with your GP family this week. GP kids, you hang out with your GPK pals every Saturday at 10 a.m. on Zoom. For information about this hangout, check out @GracePointeKidsTN on Instagram. GracePointe Youth, you hang out every Friday at 6:30 p.m. and every Sunday morning at 10:45 a.m. on Discord. You hang out throughout the week on Discord, and this is also where you'll find your reflection guides. For a Discord invite code, check out @GracePointeYouthTN on Instagram. This week we look to Big Life Journal curriculum to guide us as we reflect on 2020 and we look to 2021 with hope. The 2021 kit is filled with coloring pages, family and individual reflection and goal activities, conversation starters, and a Kindness Rocks tracker for the 2021 year. Our GPK and GPY weekly resources are emailed to you every Sunday. If you'd like to be a part of our email list, email me at lisa@gracepointe.net. All right, peace out, big air hugs, so much love, and Happy New Year to each and every one of you.
We do have a few announcements we want to let you all know about. If you've not joined us yet for our weekly gatherings, 15 minutes before the service starts, we would love for you to be a part of that. Basically, the community gathers at 10:30 a.m. on YouTube every Sunday morning, and we chat with each other, we check in on each other, see how the week was, and basically it's a great way to stay connected even though we aren't actually meeting in person. So again, every Sunday morning, 10:30 a.m., please join us for that. We also want to let you know that our Reconstruct meetings, which happen every Wednesday at 6:30, the next one will resume the first Wednesday of January. So that's not this Wednesday, it's the next Wednesday. We will resume our Reconstruct meetings. Josh leads that. It's a great time to wrestle through the tough topics of our faith, all the questions that we have. We can bring those. It's a safe space to talk about that with other people. So join us with that as well. We also would love to give a huge thank you to every single person who has supported, whether financially or every other way that you've supported the church in 2020. We thank you so much. We can't do what we do without your generosity. So thank you very much. If you would like to partner with us financially, a couple of ways you can do that. You can text the word GracePointe to 77977, or you can go on our website, gracepointe.net/give, and you can partner and give financially to us as well. So again, thank you all so much. 2021 is going to be an amazing year for us all. We are so looking forward to it. Thank you all.
Good morning, GracePointe. Every year we have open seats to fill on our Leadership Council. The Leadership Council, we also call it LC for short. The LC's primary task is to oversee the fiscal affairs of the church. Now, on top of that, the LC will also consult with me and the staff about the day-to-day affairs of the church, and we'll also work together to make sure we collaborate on developing and implementing GracePointe's vision and mission as we move forward. They ultimately serve as representatives of each and every one of you, the congregation, with respect to GracePointe's business and affairs. The process always of choosing a new person to fill an LC seat, that process always begins and ends with you, the community. This year, you recommended 24 individuals for our 4 open seats. 21 of those that were recommended were eligible based on our bylaws. 9 of those agreed to be considered for the 4 open seats that we have. Now, I do want to say this. Every person who was nominated was fantastic. I know I left this process, and I know our LC did as well, feeling really encouraged about where GracePointe was and where we're going in the future. We have a really solid foundation and a very encouraging future in front of us. So the 4 individuals that the Leadership Council are nominating for your vote at our January 27th business meeting, which will happen online on Zoom, the 4 individuals who are being nominated are Chris Christian, Emily Isbell, Lauren Thoman, and Jason Turner. Now, each week as we move forward over the next 4 weeks before the business meeting, I'm going to have a one-on-one short conversation with each one of the candidates so you can get to know them a little better. But today, I want to just read you the bios that they gave us. So you'll begin, if there's somebody you don't know, you'll begin to learn a little bit about them, or you may learn something about somebody you already knew, like I did in this process. Let's start with Chris Christian. Chris is from the heart of Memphis, Tennessee, and now lives in beautiful Nashville, Tennessee. He is the father of 2 beautiful teenage girls, Alexis and Alyssa, who are his sunshine and motivation for everything he does. He served in the U.S. Army for almost 10 years and deployed 3 times. He was granted full custody of his daughter and decided that it was time to build something new. So he left the Army and went into real estate, servicing buyers and sellers in the Nashville and Middle Tennessee areas. He works with the Ashton Real Estate Group of RE/MAX Advantage. He is a certified life coach through the Life Purpose Institute, and his goal in life is to be who he needed growing up. As a survivor of poverty, abuse, and neglect, Chris has worked diligently to create a safe place for people to feel loved and supported. He is both honored and excited to be nominated to be a member of the Leadership Council at GracePointe Church. Next, Emily Isbell. Emily was born and raised in Elizabethtown, Kentucky, and then later moved to Bowling Green, Kentucky to get her degree in healthcare administration from Western Kentucky University. In 2007, she joined part-time with a non-medical senior care company providing direct care to seniors in their homes. At only 20 years of age, she was promoted quickly into the Human Resource Department, later becoming the second in command of the organization. In 2012, at the age of 26, she was promoted to Executive Director of the newly acquired Franklin, Tennessee location. After a successful 4 years, in 2016, she ventured into a new role and became the Vice President of Operations for the Nashville location and simultaneously continued leadership of the Franklin location. During that time, she was able to continue serving more seniors in the Franklin area and also quadruple the number of seniors receiving care in Nashville. In 2020, she stepped away from her leadership role in healthcare in order to create space and determine her next leadership ventures in life. Emily is most proud of the additional number of jobs her leadership provided the Nashville and Franklin communities, along with the lasting impact her team members were able to have on seniors during their last days. Emily has been a part of the GracePointe community since 2016. Beyond her business leadership, Emily also took the initiative with another GracePointe family member and began hosting a semi-monthly young adult meetup, also known as YAM, in her home. Seeing a need for the younger adults in the GracePointe community to gather, Emily wanted to create a safe space for young adults to ask one another tough questions. Today, there are over 100 members of the YAM community. Emily is married to her wife, Tara Isbell, who is currently a MICU nurse at St. Thomas West Hospital. Together, they have 2 pups and a cat, and they enjoy backcountry camping and getting off the grid as much as they can. Next, Lauren Thoman. Lauren was born and raised in the suburbs of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. She first moved to the Nashville area with her husband Greg in 2004. After later returning to Pennsylvania for a couple of years, they settled back in Nashville in 2011. Although Lauren's degree is in music, she now works as a freelance entertainment and pop culture writer for various online outlets. Both lifelong church kids, Lauren and Greg began attending GracePointe in the fall of 2019 and immediately fell in love with its inclusive and welcoming atmosphere, challenging teaching, and heart for social justice. Lauren and Greg currently live in Franklin along with their 2 children and a hyperactive dog. Finally, Jason Turner. Jason is a native of Northern Illinois, and first moved to Nashville in 1997. He is a graduate of Belmont University and Stetson University College of Law. After practicing law for 7 years, he co-founded his law firm in 2011 and practices entertainment and sports law. He enjoys traveling for work and pleasure when a pandemic is not occurring and is an avid hockey and baseball fan. He enjoys golfing, playing and watching tennis, attending hockey and baseball games, and spoiling his schnauzer, JD. He serves on Stetson University's Board of Overseers and the College of Law's Charles A. Dana Foundation Board. He became a regular attendee of GracePointe in 2016 and started serving on the Leadership Council in 2018, during a very tumultuous time in GracePointe's journey. He is honored to be nominated for another term on Leadership Council to continue helping lead the great vision and mission of this amazing community. So those are our 4 nominees that we'll be voting on January 27th. Like I said, over the next several weeks, you'll be hearing a little bit more from them about who they are and what they care about and why they love GracePointe. And so we're really excited for you to get to do that. I'm so encouraged by this entire process, and I'm really looking forward to where we move together in the future as a community. So thanks so much for being here today. Thanks so much for gathering with us. Hope you enjoy the rest of the gathering today.
I was following the I was following the I was following the I was following I was following the I was following the I was following the I was following I was following the pack, all swallowed in their coats, with scarves of red tied around their throats, to keep their little heads from falling in the snow. And I turned around and there you go, and Michael, you would fall and turn the white snow red as strawberries in the summertime. Following the pack, all swallowed in their coats, with scarves of red tied around their throats to keep their little heads from falling in the snow. And I turn around and there you go, and Michael, you would fall and turn the white snow red as strawberries in the summertime. Following the pack, all swallowed in their coats, with scarves of red tied around their throats to keep their little heads from falling in the snow. And I turn around and there you go, and Michael, you would fall and turn the white snow red as strawberries in the summertime.
Merry Christmas, GracePointe. It is so good to see you today. And I know what maybe many of you are saying is, wait, it's not Christmas anymore. Today is the 27th of December. Christmas was a couple days ago. And you're right, the Christmas day was a couple days ago. But actually on the Christian calendar, the church calendar that's been observed for a long time now, Christmas is not a day or a couple days, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. It's actually a season. It's often called Christmastide or the 12 days of Christmas. And it actually begins on Christmas Day and goes until January 5th. The next day, and we're going to talk about this next week, is the celebration of a season called Epiphany. But today, before we move on to Epiphany, as we're still in the midst of Christmas, and as we're also facing, even though the church calendar rolled over with Advent to a new year, we're facing now a new year this week. We'll get into 2021. And I thought maybe we would take one last look at Luke's birth narrative, because we're preparing to leave behind an incredibly challenging year and enter into a new one. And at this point in 2019, we had no idea that in just a handful of months, we would enter a global health crisis, a pandemic that would have incredibly far-reaching impacts that would change the world as we knew it. And we're still experiencing that, and it's actually not gotten better. It's actually gotten worse. It's been more challenging. We're in a state that has actually been leading the world per capita in infections, and that is just hard to believe. And so I know so many of us are tired, and some of us have had COVID, and it was a difficult recovery. Some of us have lost jobs, loved ones, experiences. Like, all of that matters. And so I want to take some time today, before we just move on, to reflect on what this year maybe has been. And I want to do that by going back to Luke's narrative. And shortly after the newborn Christ child has been laid in a manger, there is an explosion in the heavens. Nearby, shepherds, in Luke chapter 2, nearby, shepherds were living in fields, guarding their sheep at night. The Lord's angel stood before them. The Lord's glory shone around them, and they were terrified. The angel said, "Don't be afraid. Look, I bring good news to you, wonderful, joyous news for all people. Your Savior is born today in David's city, in Bethlehem. He is Christ the Lord. This is a sign for you. You will find a newborn baby wrapped snugly and lying in a manger." Suddenly, a great assembly of the heavenly forces was with the angel, praising God. They said, "Glory to God in heaven, and on earth, peace among those whom he favors," which is everybody. When the angels returned to heaven, the shepherds said to each other, "Let's go right now to Bethlehem and see what's happened. Let's confirm what the Lord has revealed to us." They went quickly and found Mary and Joseph and the baby lying in the manger. When they saw this, they reported what they had been told about this child. Everyone who heard it was amazed at what the shepherds told them. Mary committed these things to memory and considered them carefully. So this is really a section, the Christmas story, it's anything but a silent night. Right? The heavens explode with angelic messengers announcing the newborn Christ child. The shepherds rush off to find the brand new newborn baby Jesus lying in a manger. And so you could say that, like, the first Christmas in Luke is full of commotion with pop-in guests. I mean, like what do you really want the shepherds popping in right after you've just given birth to this baby and you're with the animal? Like, this is a commotion. This is a hectic moment. And yet, I love how Luke at the end just invites us to see Mary in all this. And Luke, one of the things I love about Luke's gospel is Luke, for all the ways we found fault with certain biblical writers, and rightly so, for maybe some embedded misogyny. What I love about Luke is that Luke tries his best to platform women in a way that the other gospel writers don't. And so if you read through the Gospel of Luke, what you'll notice is that women step up in roles, and even in the book of Acts, which the same writer wrote, we think, that you see women stepping up in roles that maybe they aren't given the voice or the platform for in others. And you find Mary here just having given birth, shepherds showing up, all this happening, and Mary is committing these things to memory and considering them carefully. Everything's happened at 90 miles an hour, and Mary's experiencing it in slow motion. One of my favorite things when the iPhone first came out with the ability to do slow-mo video, our oldest Cohen would love, and he still loves, to do like flips and jumps and diving into like whatever we could possibly do in slow motion. And one of the very first videos I got of him is his first time coming off a high dive, and he's just taking this big leap in slow motion, and it's just 1,800 kinds of epic. But what does slow motion do? It slows things down so you really get to appreciate the experience. Have you ever had one of those moments? One of those moments where you don't want to miss anything. You don't want to let any detail slip by unnoticed. Moments when you know like some sort of internal alarm goes off and all the little lights on our dashboard starts blinking, and you know that this is a moment I'm going to want to sink in and soak in every detail that I can. Moments that are almost imprinted like a fossil onto our deepest consciousness. Those moments that we're going to be thinking about, right? When life has moved on and we're getting older and older. Those moments that remind us what the journey has been like. Those moments where have you ever had those moments, whether it's a sunrise, or whether it's with kids or nieces or nephews or friends, like whatever those moments have been, where you're just like, I just want to take a mental picture. I want to remember everything. I want to remember the color of the sky was. I want to remember what the air smelled like. I want to remember like those moments that we want to preserve. I was thinking through this exact text, and I was also thinking about the reality that we're about to roll over into a new year, and how in 2019 at this point we had no clue what was coming. And so my thoughts wandered to, I'm so glad 2020 is almost over. And I'm so hopeful that 2021 will bring all sorts of better different. Also, all sorts of better different. But I also thought about how much there was left to process from 2020. And I had heard somebody say the other day something about, I mean, we can't even talk about like having PTSD as a response to 2020 because we're not post-stressed, right? We're right in the middle of trauma. We're right in the middle of stress still. And so we're actually a ways away from even being able to talk, like we are in the middle of it right here, right now. We're in the middle of a global health crisis, a pandemic. We're in the middle of an economic crisis. We have had a crisis within our political system, a crisis within our justice system. We hear more and more about the crisis with our planet and the climate. And then there are all, like that's all the big stuff. And then there are all the normal things that happen within a year, all the losses and griefs and joys and all the stuff that typically happens in 365 days. And we've added all these other crises on top of them. So today I thought it would be good, it might be nice to take a moment to sit and to be present with all these things that have happened in 2020. The good, the bad, the ugly, the joy and the grief. And to do that, I've invited Lindsley Brooks to come and guide us in a time of meditation and reflection this morning. And so as Lindsley leads us in this, my hope is that this will give us a chance in a really, what has I'm sure been for so many of us, not what we expected, but still busy, hectic, difficult time. It may give us a chance just for a few minutes this morning to pause and to listen to ourselves. And we can listen to Spirit, but listen to the voice in us that is letting us know maybe what we need to be thinking about, maybe knowing what we need to grieve and what we need to celebrate. So I'm going to turn it over to Lindsley.
Hello and welcome. I'm Lindsley Brooks, and I'm so grateful to be with you guys today. And I'm just so honored to be able to hold this space for all of us as we take this time to pause and reflect and to complete 2020. This time of year, it's very natural for us to want to look back over the year that we've just had and reflect on how things have been, and then of course to look ahead to the new year. And this year, it seems that much more important to do so, doesn't it? Interestingly enough, this is also the time of year where the days get longer and the nights get shorter. The light of the sun returns. It's such a beautiful reminder that after a season of darkness, the light is born. So in this season of reflection and rebirth, and especially this year, it is important for us to acknowledge and honor both the dark and the light of 2020 so that we can heal and complete this year from a place of wholeness. So in this guided meditation that I'm going to host for you guys, and in this time of contemplation, we're going to begin by bringing awareness to our bodies to help us feel grounded in the present moment. And then I'll invite us into a moment of reflection so that we can consider and honor all that we've been through. And then hopefully get clarity for how we want these changes that we've all experienced, how we want these things to change us as we move into the new year. So let's begin. Taking a moment now to just get more settled in your chair. Begin by relaxing your body and uncrossing your arms and your legs. And begin to gently close your eyes. Turning our attention more inward now. Relaxing, arriving, and possibly even enjoying this present moment of you just being with you. Deep breath in through the nose and out of the mouth. Allowing your eyes to roll gently in and focusing up on the brow point. Resting your feet firmly on the ground and just starting to feel the sensations of your body in your chair. Relaxing the jaw and your shoulders. Feeling yourself fully supported by the earth. Allowing the soothing rhythm of your breath to begin to calm your body and your mind. Feeling the sensations of each inhale. Feeling the relaxing sensation and quality of the out breath. Deep breath in and out. So now inviting you to take a moment just to reflect over the year. Each one of us has experienced pain and fear and anxiety in one degree or the other. No one was immune to this year. So knowing that, I invite you to connect to your heart, placing your hands now over your heart, bringing your attention to your heart center, and allowing your heart to break open just a little bit. Breaking open for each other. Knowing that even though so many of us have felt alone and we have been isolated more than ever before, that 2020 has brought out the humanity in all of us. It has bonded us and connected us through our collective pain and our collective grief. So, to the best of your ability in your mind's eye, I'd like for you to imagine seeing people sitting here with you right now. Each one of them with their own individual hopes and fears and memories and experiences from this year. And I invite you now to extend your love, extending and lending your energetic support to those around you. And then imagining receiving all of that love and support back to you from all of us. And just notice, what does that feel like in your body to receive and to allow love and support to flow so freely? Deep breath in and out. Now bringing your awareness to your own individual journey and experience this last year. If we're not careful, we will be so quick to judge and write off this year that we'll miss the transformation that can only come from pain. We'll miss the beauty that can only come from ashes. If we choose to stay in survival mode, we will miss the overall goodness and truth and beauty of life. And just like how the seeds of spring and new life are in the darkness of a winter ground, so then do we have the seeds for new life within us after a personal season of darkness and a collective season of darkness. So moving into a time of reflection, I want you to ask yourself, what are you ready to release from this year? Maybe it is just from this last year, or maybe it's something you've been carrying a really long time. Give yourself permission to release it, to let it go. Anything that is no longer representing who you are now or who you want to become. Anything that no longer serves you. If that's relationships, if that's memories, if that's experiences, anything that you want to leave behind. Just let it float away with every breath out. Releasing it from your body, from your life. Breathing in and letting it go with the exhale. Taking a deep breath in and out. Now bringing awareness to what's coming into light from the darkness. Asking yourself, what character and what qualities of my character have I gained during this period of time? Notice what comes up. What qualities of character have I gained during this period of time? Maybe a deeper self-awareness, deeper self-honesty. Maybe you finally took responsibility for yourself. Maybe you noticed a deeper desire to get your life in alignment or in a place of integrity. Notice how you've grown your compassion and your empathy. What qualities of character have I gained this year? And lastly, How might this change me moving forward? Who do you want to become now from these qualities that you've cultivated this year? Maybe you're going to prioritize your relationships. Maybe you're going to start giving more and being more generous. Maybe creating more opportunities for you to be able to use your voice or be seen in a more powerful way. You get to decide what you make this year mean. You get to decide the gifts that come from this year. Taking a deep breath in and out. Letting the reflections now wash away. Feeling the simplicity of your body breathing. Just giving thanks for the ability to come together and to honor this time and history and our role in it. Taking in fresh, new air and new energy on the inhale, and letting go completely with the out-breath on the exhale. Thanking yourself for being willing to heal and to complete this year from a place of wholeness, and reminding yourself that you are loved, you are valued, you are powerful, you are safe. Bringing yourself back into your body, bringing your awareness back into the room, wiggling your fingers and your toes and rolling your shoulders up and back. Begin to open your eyes. I encourage you to write out any insights or answers that you might have received and let them guide you like a light into this new year, sending you blessings to a beautiful, healing, life-giving new year.
I don't wanna be afraid every time I face the waves. I don't wanna be afraid. I don't wanna be afraid. I don't wanna fear the storm just because I hear the roar. I don't wanna fear the storm. I don't wanna fear the storm. Peace, be still, say the word, and I will set my feet upon the sea till I'm dancing in the deep. Peace, be still, you are here, so it is well. Even when my eyes can't see, I will trust the voice that speaks. I'm not gonna be afraid, 'cause these waves are only waves. I'm not gonna be afraid. I'm not gonna be afraid. I'm not gonna fear the storm. You are greater than its roar. I'm not gonna fear the storm. I'm not gonna fear it all. Peace, be still, say the word, and I will set my feet upon the sea till I'm dancing in the deep. Peace, be still, you are here, so it is well. Even when my eyes can't see, I will trust the voice that speaks. Peace, peace over me. Let faith rise up believe. Let faith rise up in me. Let faith rise up, oh heart, believe. Let faith rise up in me. Let faith rise up, oh heart, believe. Let faith rise up in me. Let faith rise up, oh heart, believe. Let faith rise up in me. Oh, peace be still, say the word, and I will set my feet upon the sea till I'm dancing in the deep. Oh, peace be still, you are here, so it is well. Even when my eyes can't see, I will trust the voice that speaks. Peace, peace over me. Oh, peace, peace over me.
Well, this is the last Sunday of 2020, and as we're wrapping up this year, I just wanted to say thank you so much to our team, to our staff team, who have we literally had a gathering on a Sunday, and then by the mid the next week, we were no longer meeting in person, and we were going to start doing virtual gatherings. And I'm so grateful for our team who jumped right in and who made that happen, and who made it happen really, really well. And so I'm grateful for each and every one of you who have been a part of that. I also want to say thanks to our leadership council, who have done such a fantastic job this year and led us well and led us with a steady hand. And I'm so grateful for all their encouragement and support. I also want to just take a minute to say to you as a community, I want to say thank you, because you have risen to the challenge and to the occasion in 2020. We have experienced challenges that we really didn't expect, right? We didn't expect to be virtual only in 2020. We lost our regular meeting space in 2020. And yet we have still grown as a community. And I mean that the people who are already part of GracePointe have grown. And I mean that our community has grown locally, even in Nashville. And I also mean our community has grown across the United States, and we've grown around the world. We are literally, at this point, we can say we have GracePointers all over the world. We have been able to do good and do our part to keep our neighbors safe and healthy and keep one another safe and healthy. So as I reflect on this past year, I do so, yes, with grief, yes, with just acknowledging all the pain and loss and all the difficulty that has happened this year, but also with gratitude for you as a community, for being a beacon of hope, for shining a bright light in a world where we can just get lost in the darkness. And so as I reflect on this year, I do so with all, of course, all of the normal emotions, thoughts, and feelings, but I also do so because of you, because of the community that you've helped create. I'm grateful. And so the last thing I'll say to you in 2020 is we love you, GracePointe. I am so glad that I get to be your pastor. It is one of the greatest honors. And I'm looking forward to what we accomplish and what we do and what 2021 as a community, what we're able to do to bring more light and more goodness into the world. Until next time, may grace and peace be with you.